o'clock, so we'll get things underway for those that were on time and have been sitting here patiently and whose nerves simply can't hold up a moment longer. We'll get things underway for you. So we've got 3 auctioneers joining us this evening. I just didn't really want it to be standing inside the doors. Just opening the doors like a gentleman. But we're just saying it is a lineup of female auctioneers this evening. You are getting the full gamut. And we're also joined by our most recent female finalist who's trying to sit down here incognito, but I feel that we couldn't start the evening without mentioning we had the Australasian auctioneering competition last week. So this is the finest auctioneers from each state and New Zealand that come and compete. And Jenna Dunley from our LJ Hooker Kickbacks office was our finalist. So she was the finalist for ACT. Only 5 go through out of 17 auctioneers, but she was also the first female finalist in its 21-year history. So, despite the fact that she loves the limelight, she will absolutely kill me for doing that to her later. She's so glad she came in jeans and is incognito. But that being said, my name is Sandra Masters. No finalist in an Australasian comp, but I'll be excited to call my first auction this evening. Kidding. A couple of hundred in, and we'll be joined by some of our finest female auctioneers as well. We've got Carly Clough from our Gungahlin office, and of course Kayleen King from our Canberra City office, who we will hear from on a few of our latest submissions. So we'll get into those. Now, before we do though, we do have a little bit of something to get you warmed up and excited, and it's the part where you guys to get to join in. You don't have to be registered, and those playing along at home don't get to join in. This is purely a crowd favourite. So LJ Hooker is the national sponsor for cystic fibrosis. So we do at each auction try to raise a little bit of funds for them and do what we can. Over the years now we have actually raised over $5 million. So every little bit that we do tonight does go towards an incredible cause. So what we do have behind me here is 1 bottle of red wine, 1 bottle of white wine, and what you simply can't put a value on is this priceless LJ Hooker bag that will make you the coolest kid at any barbecue. So this, like I said, you don't have to be registered. It is all just a tax-deductible donation that goes towards an incredible cause. We have been able to raise the average life expectancy from somewhere in the teens now up to 39 years of age. So again, have made some incredible advances, and it's purely through the generosity of moments like these. So if you guys don't bid, I know the agents do because they like a drink, but I'll throw it over to you. We can start off somewhere around $20, only $10 a bottle, that's easy. 20, thank you ma'am for joining in. I've got $20 now and 50. Buying good karma down here, I like it. Excellent, and I hope it pays off for you, sir. But $50 I've got now. Karma back to your hands if you like, but $50 I have. Anyone can join in with a smile, I appreciate it. But $50 I have now. Anyone else to join in? 2 bottles of wine. And that cooler bag, 60. Good job, ma'am. Thank you. At $60, you're almost had it. Another 40 on top, don't you like? Take it up to 100. Take your $10, sir, if it's a little bit easy. But I do have $60 now. Again, either buying good karma or buying goodwill as we go in, and if nothing else, you just buy good booze. But I do have $60, ma'am. I appreciate the good sport. I'll call it away. First time now at 60. Second, for the children. You have a wardrobe for the children? Okay, glad we cleared that up. $60 and second call. $70. Thanks for joining in, sir. $70 I have now. Back to you, ma'am. Haven't forgotten about the closet full of children down here. But $70 I have. Further bidder and offer. What do we say? Is it going to be the last minute big bet? $70. First call, ma'am. 80. Second time now at $70. Third funnel time, bit of fun for cystic fibrosis. Then I sell it away, selling, sold. Congratulations. So thank you for joining in. Thanks for your contribution. And someone will come get that sorted for you in just a moment. Couldn't do what we do without a little bit of anticipation. It also gives us a little chance to let you know what your arm needs to do. And also the sound of the beautiful hammer falling is hopefully going to be a sound that we'll be hearing this evening. Now, Just to be clear, we are selling both ACT and New South Wales properties this evening. So you would have seen both of those terms and conditions on display at the back of the room for both of the states. Now, despite the fact that they are different states, it's all of the same conditions, just some of them are a little bit more wordy than the others. So what I'm going to do is point out those terms and conditions and run through those with you, but we will assume that they are both for the New South Wales auctions and for the ACT as well. So in both states, guys, of course, registration is a prerequisite to home ownership, which simply means that you must be registered in order to bid tonight. I'm going to get you to confirm that commitment by holding your bidder panel up for me each and every time. And our brand new scribe here, who is looking more nervous than any of the buyers in the room, will be writing down those bids for you. It will be a very fair and transparent process. So hold those up for me nice and high for those of you playing along at home who will also be then on the screen behind us. Now, of course, along with your bidding, I too can make one bid on behalf of the seller, and again, in both states, this will simply be announced as a vendor bid. Unsurprisingly so. Now, it is simply a figure that's set below the reserve, but it's a figure in which you must be above in order to secure the property. So it's simply there to give you a little bit of a guide of where you need to be, and we'll let you know that as the auction progresses. Now, rest assured, all our vendors are here to see a result this evening, so I can refuse any bid or suggest any increments, or if there's a dispute, I'll be the sole arbiter, but I haven't had to break up a fight yet. Enjoy that one tonight. But rest assured, again, we're here to make it as easy for you as we possibly can, so we'll let you know if any of those situations do arise. Now, of course, the good news is that we are selling each of the properties tonight subject to a reserve price. Now, if we do reach or exceed the reserve price, that sound that you just heard a moment ago of the gavel hitting the top there will be the sound that means you are moving into a new home very, very shortly. Now, of course, failure to meet that reserve price, of course, the highest bidder does have the first right to negotiate directly with the seller. So what you do want to make sure is that you are the last man or woman standing and last one with a bidder paddle in the air. You'll either be buying the property or you'll be buying the right to have that exclusive conversation. Now, obviously, if you are the successful bidder this evening, the sound that I mentioned earlier, we are just going to ask you to do just two things. Once you finish hugging your significant other, give the agent a high five. Come hug me if you like, I enjoy it. We are going to get you to sign the contract and pay that nominated deposit. Now, before each of the auctions commence, we will run through the front page of those contracts and make sure that you're bidding on the correct property. But again, if you are following along, there are some nice orders of sale that will make it nice and easy to follow. And if you've made some arrangements around those deposit or settlement terms, then those will be upheld for you. So that's basically all the terms and conditions for both of the states. Are we all good with those? We'll assume that's been done. Wonderful. Got some affirmative nods there. Anyone that wants to check them again, they're on some quite large screens that's back there. But failure to that, we'll just jump straight into the part that you're actually all here for. Let's go buy some property. Beautiful. All right, we head out to McKellar as our first property here, and I'll invite both Jason and Naomi Sachs up to walk us through the property metaphorically, of course. That'd be great. Thank you to those that loaned me out. Hopefully I'll be giving it back to you in just a moment for you to sign, but thank you for bearing with us. All right, as mentioned, we'll quickly go through them as much as we can. We don't do all 300 pages, thankfully. But we are selling Block 11, Section 36 in the division of McKellar, or a little bit easier to say is simply 7 at Bednall Place there in McKellar. Now, the stakeholder will be LJ Hooker Gundarlin Trust Accountant. We'll hear from those agents in just one moment. Of course, the award-winning Jason Hall, no stranger to the area, and certainly no stranger to real estate. Looking to buy or sell, would probably kill me if I said just how long he's been in the industry, but we'll work through that. Now, the property is being offered as a non-land rent lease. It is being offered with vacant possession, so whether you are looking to occupy, develop, or simply rent it out, this is one that you will want to have a look at. Now, the goods are described as the fixed floor coverings, the light fittings, and window treatments. And we'll let you know, guys, you're going to hear that classic Canberra 3 just a couple of times this evening. Now, the date for completion is a very simple 30 days. And again, the deposit is there for a 10% or with instalments as clause 52 implies. But tell us a little bit that's not written on the front page of a contract.
Thank you, Sandra. And look, on behalf of myself, Naomi, and the team, I'd like to thank the sellers for allowing us to work over the past 3 to 4 weeks. It's been an absolute pleasure. Wish them all the best of luck at the auction here tonight. Seven vendor place. It's an RZ2 block, so it effectively means you can do 2 dwellings under one block. The block is about 890 square metres. It's in a cul-de-sac. On either side of the property there, it has been done as 2 properties as well, so there is the opportunity. The backyard is pretty cool, so you've got pretty much three locations in the backyard. You've got concrete space for kids, so you've got basketball, whatever you like to do there. You've got an entertaining space for the folks, for the parents, and then you've got a bit of grass and that sort of stuff to keep the ball and for pets as well. The house itself, it's 4 bedrooms, it is 1 bathroom, but you've got 2 showers as well in there. It's been well cared for by these guys as well, so it's a house which you can just move into effectively straight away and do things as you see fit moving through. The location, like I said, it's in McKellar. It's a nice, easy access from Belco shops, easy access on the Ginninderra to the city as well. Not far from Kayleen's sort of sports field as well if you've got young kids. My boys go down there. And actually what's pretty cool, what everyone's loved about the house, and I know your kids have loved it as well, is that space in the back there. So you've got a studio through that door where the lounge is. There's a, entertaining sort of theatre in there, which is probably, I don't know, it's about the size of that wall over there. And during open homes, sometimes you think it's thunder and that sort of stuff, but it's just a studio with the sound sort of coming through. So it's a great spot, plenty of cars in there. Table tennis could be on when we sell the property tonight. Apparently Ralph is pretty good at table tennis, and I think I'm quite...
Jason's throwing down the challenge.
But guys, these guys want to get it sold. They want to head off to Sydney. So bid well, good luck, and over to you, Sandra.
Great. Anyone else have a question about the fact that you put your children on the concrete and your pets on the grass?
No, they've got to learn.
They're probably better at ping pong then, it's fine.
They're not going to be talking.
Not talkies.
Not talking.
But it is a beautiful home, and as I said, whether you are looking to develop it yourself, put some tenants in, or simply live on a home that has a good sized block that is getting more and more rare in the market. Throw it over to you for an opening bidder or an offer who gets us underway, who sees value, seeing how it's gone with a hand in the air. We make the hammer sounds. But an opening bidder or an offer, it'll be a very long evening without your participation. Try here to reserve, that's okay as well. Could do it for you and set a record every time. But it does require you to get involved at this stage. Surely if we have interest somewhere in the high fives, would be exceptional buying. Whether you're looking to put 2 homes on it yourself, but at high 500s, that would be incredible value, but I need to see that from you.
560.
560, you can do, like the highs. Hopefully the good karma pays off for you there. But at 560, bid at number 45 got you there. At 560, look for an increase from there. At 560, surely another bidder to get involved. Then at 560, an easy start. Be more nervous than anyone else there, but at 560,000 then. Have that moment to have a chat if you like at 560,000. But I will call for further interest from there. Otherwise, at 560, it might work in your favour, and I'll call it away now. First time at 560. Second opportunity now at 560,000. For the third and final time. I can't believe it. You hesitate, I won't. I do go there on behalf of the vendor now, and at 580 with me is a figure that you need to be north of now. Welcome you straight back in if you like. Happy to have a family conference if you will, but at 580 against you. Is that the most awkward spot?
85.
Chip away there. Wouldn't go the 90, we're going to need to get there. But at 585, you can do that. At 585's the call now. Even if you were hesitating before, now's the time to show your hand, but at 585,000 to 590, he says. Did say we might get there, but at 590, back to you for a decision now. Can we catch your number there, Seth? 590? 95?
5.
Surely they take us straight to the 6. But at 595, we're in now. 595's the call. You've been with me from the start, and I hope it works for you now. Otherwise, at 595,000, then first call. Second chance now. I sell it away for the third and final call at 595,000. So I need your instruction. It's a very insider instruction, and I need to know whether I'm selling it away now or are we still in. Just came for the one bid. It doesn't cost anything more. Whether you have 1 or 2. But you'll need it to buy the property. Still look very uncertain. But at 595. The best thing was that literally zapped me in the
Electric
ear.
shock.
No, That was exact. At 595,000, so you are the lead. We are going to refer that directly to the seller. So that does give you another little moment to have a think about it, but I certainly wouldn't think about it for too long. As we do look for an instruction there at 595 is the highest bidder, having that right. So welcome you back in if you like though. This is very, very different. I'm not sure you need to get on the phone to there, but at 595,000 then, see what we can do now. 595 call again if you are having a think about it. Now is your time to join in. Fortune favours the brave. But at 595,000 then we'll need a decision from you. Absolutely certain, sir. We're very excited then, young man. You throw a hand up at an auction there. Your parents look more nervous than you, though. Yeah. Don't worry, and that's why we say that you must be registered. So we can't take that from you, otherwise if it was just cuteness that we went on, you would absolutely have the property. But I do need to take it off the registered bidders, and I do need to confirm that bid from you now.
Hold it over.
Absolutely, no problem. But at 595,000, what I'm going to do is call around the room one final time and do just give yourself a chance to play at this stage. Otherwise, what we'll do is hold the property over and you as the highest bidder, sir. But I call it now once for 595. Second call now at 595. The third and final time to show your participation. Then, sir, good news is I'm going to hold the property over in your favour, allow you to continue negotiations, and we can all move on for those very next nervous buyers. So thanks very much, best of luck. Hopefully we see you out here again shortly. Carly in real life. So as mentioned, we are heading down to New South Wales, one of the outer suburbs here of Canberra. But the beautiful thing about Murray Bateman are these sprawling properties where lifestyle is key. So I'll do the boring bits and then you can do the exciting bits and then we'll let someone buy it. So New South Wales contracts always that little bit more fun to read. But we are simply selling lot 7 into positive plan at 285050. Now, again, we are offering the property with vacant possession. It is being offered with a house and of course that attached cottage that makes this such a viable and appealing option. It also does come garage with workshop, the pool pump shed and the 90,000 litre concrete water tank. Now there is also a garden water tank that goes with that as well, a freestanding garden shed and a pergola. Then that's outside of the inclusions, which are marked as your clothes, a line, your fixed floor coverings, your insect screens. The light fittings arranged with the stove, the TV antenna, most importantly for those games coming up, the Foxtel satellite and the reverse cycle heating cooling, but not that you are going to need it in that pool.
Thank you very much. Is it on?
Yes, it's on.
It is on. Okay, fantastic. Look, ladies and gentlemen, standing out in this property for the last couple of weeks has been unbelievable. For those of you who haven't been out to Murray Bateman, you need to go out there because it is definitely that little hint of a country lifestyle that I think a lot of people would really envy to have and would love to be out here. But with this particular property, I want to thank the owners for entrusting me to look after them. It's a big call to sell a beautiful property like this, and I can only hope that the next person that buys it enjoys it as much as they have with their children growing up. But 2.5 acres, Murray Bateman, you can go out to some of the newer estates and there are no real shrubs or trees or no established gardens. This is something that this definitely does have. And we haven't even put all of the photos up. We could be here all night, but yeah, it's beautiful, and I've loved going out there. But I guess one of the biggest features, apart from the garden, is the fact that we do have this 2-bedroom, self-contained cottage that is attached to the property. So, in essence, it says 5 bedrooms, but we've got seven bedrooms at this property, and it still has a lot of potential. And there's still obviously some changes that some people can make, but I just, as it stands, it's totally livable. But look, I want to wish the owners all the very best, and of course the bidders all the very best as well.
beautiful. One thing it didn't mention in the contract is just the agent coming out to continually use the pool. So we'll write that in later, but the important thing is the pool parties that you will have there. This is a lifestyle that's on offer. It is an incredible home on a very generous block of land, and like she says, something that you do not find in the new estate. So it's rare buying here, and I throw it over to you for the moment that you've been waiting for. We've had a show of strength earlier for the wine, and now is your time. What do we say? Bidder number one. You know I'm going to get you to hold that, right? $750. You know I'm going to make you do it, so hold on to it at $750,000. Where we need to be. Can I suggest you for your own position? Would you like to come in at least at $850 there? He's going to be slightly under where we need to. I'll take your opening bid at $750,000. We'll work together to get you where you need to be. But at $750 you've got now. But surely look for an increase from there at anyone else. Otherwise it's $750.
Oh, actually, no, just
750 is the highest bidder we are. I'm going to have a chat to you there. But I will make sure that there isn't anyone out there, any latecomers that do want to join in. You've got the order of sale, you came in, you made a moment. All right. But I will make sure if there's anyone else that does want to join in at 750,000 then, per the bidder and offer from here. Surely know where we need to be. That would be exceptional buying of a block of this size in Murray Bateman. We'll give you a moment to have a chat to Carly there. Then what we'll do is hold that over so we can give you that opportunity to have that chat. But I will just make sure if there is anyone else out there that does want to be involved at this stage, now is your time to let it be known. Very simple, hand in the air.
We're good faith rise to 845.
845. Is that because I said 850 and you said no? My husband doesn't listen to me either. So at 845, I'll take your good faith rise from there. But at 845,000, then still going to need an increase. But I wish you the best of luck. All right, at 845,000, then I'm going to call it around for the first time now at 845. Second time now at 845,000. For the third and final time, because I'm going to hold the property over in your favour. You are slightly short of where we need to be to sell it. So I'm going to wish you the very best of luck in getting that together, and hopefully we see you back out here as new homeowners. Good luck. We'll hold that over. Don't tell me you've changed your mind now, so that won't help at all. And we'll move on to the third submission as these guys continue negotiations.
Jason, is that correct?
All about agents making an entrance this evening. So, guys, just to reiterate, for those that you're seeing being held over, all that simply means is that we are pausing the auctions. We do then allow those buyers to continue negotiations, and what it does mean that if you're here to buy some property, you don't have to sit through all of those, that we can move on for you. But what it does mean is that we get the opportunity to bring those properties back out once the negotiations have been reached. Now, it does mean that the auction is still open, so if there is anyone sitting here regretting their decisions in some earlier auctions, now's the time to let it be known. So we will visit now 7 Bendel Place in McKellar as we head back out and I look for our buyer. Going to get you to confirm you've been there for me, sir.
What was your bid, sir?
At 6:15. Great. Always checks. It sounds very much like 6:50. Don't want to go there? Absolutely, sir. All right, at 615 I have now then. And I will look for confirmation to sell it away then. 615, beautiful. But again, if you do have some interest, we do still go through the motions. You'll be very popular there, maybe a little more unpopular with the gentleman at the back. But at 615 then, be very, very clear that we are on the market and we are for outright sale. So I'll call it away then for the first time now, sir, for you at 615. Second call now at 615. Third final time as I sell it away. We're selling. You'll like this part. So, congratulations. Congratulations, sir. Guys, that's how it's done. Hopefully we'll be seeing that for a second time this evening. But heading back then to our third submission. We are heading to 92 Caliana Street in Harrison. As a welcome back out to very elusive Jason Hall as he rushes off to do contracts. We'll do a contract of our own before we welcome him back. Good thing there's a team of you, huh? Alright. So Harrison, or as mentioned, 92 Caliana Street in Harrison. Once again, the stakeholder is the LJ Cook at Gungahlin Trust Account, and Jason pulled back in his rightful home in the northern suburbs, who we'll hear from in just one moment. Now we are once again selling the property as a non-land rent lease. Means you're simply buying the house and the land, so you can bid accordingly. The property is being offered with vacant possession. The goods are described as the fixed floor coverings, the light fittings, and the window treatments as inspected. But I know just going through these photos alone, there's so much more that's involved in the home than just that.
Yes.
And just that.
Thank you, Sandra. And again, I'd like to thank the sellers on behalf of myself, Naomi, and the team for allowing us to work for them. It has been a pleasure, and wish them all the best of luck at the auction tonight. 93 Caliana Street in Harrison. It is an unusual proposition in Gungahlin. The block is 632 square metres, which in Gunners, or pretty much in Thoresby, that's probably 3 houses on the one block. And that. So this one's got a great space in the backyard, got access up the side as well. The house has been well cared for and loved by the current owners. And so you can just pretty much move in as you wish. Do some things if you want to do some updating as you sort of go to modernise it for yourself. So it's a great space. It's 190 square metres of living. What I really like about it with little kids, I mean I love my kids, but you've got a bedroom at the front with bathroom, living space there. Then you go to the back of the house. So you've got 3 bedrooms at the back and a bathroom as well. So you do have that bit of space, which I think as a parent you do need a little bit of sanity through the sort of young kids' years, and that you'll find out, Sandra.
Yeah, I'm sure you should ever follow I love my kids with a but.
Well, you'll sort of
I'll
say
learn. Okay.
But, and also the location in Harrison, so it's just off Anthony Roll. So you've got easy access on Horseback Drive through to the city. If you want to go to the coast, you can flick on the Horseback Drive as well. And it's only about a 5-minute drive from the town centre. We will have a cinema in there pretty soon. Obviously, a light rail is very close, about a 7 to 10 minute walk away. 15 minutes with my short legs. But if you've got long legs, we're about 5. Don't be laughing. Next to 20, Gemma. But guys, yeah, obviously want to get sold here tonight, guys. So if you're here to bid well, wish you all the best of luck. And Sandra, back over to you.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was at short legs. Twins.
I've got Jenny.
But it is a beautiful home in a perfect location. And again, if you're looking for something to occupy for yourself, then you could go no wrong here. So I will ask you now for an opening bid or an offer that gets us away to some exceptional family buying in a beautiful suburb. All single level living. Surely something in the high 7s would be a good place to start, but you tell me. It'd start at 9, I want to see it coming. Have to start there.
750.
750. You can do that, sir. We certainly won't be selling it at that, but you said it with a smile and we can start it at 750,000. Right, but at 750, we'll look for some competition from you from there. But at 750, I have now's the time to join in and let it be known, and I'll get you to flash your paddle for me, sir. Make sure that we're registered, otherwise I make Jason pay. Hold that one up for me if you can at 750,000, bidder number 2 there. At 750 is the call now, look for an increase from there, surely moving quarters from here. But at 750,000, then move into the high 7s where we suggest. But 750 is the call, if no further bidder and offer, then I call it away for the first time now. Second time at 750.
760.
760, I'll look for a 25 at this stage, Sarah. I can't sell it to you for 760, but happy to go to 775. 775, I appreciate the good sport. Bidder number 38. Leaves there straight to 8 for you, sir. But at 775 against you now. 8.
776.
Can't go down to the 1, sir. We'll be here all evening. You know I can't sell it to you for that. It would be absolutely underselling your future home. But at 775,000 then, I'll tell you what, I'll split the difference if you're happy to go to the 10. But at 775 a hand, 85 if you will.
780.
Difficult, man.
780.
I'll take your 780, but I'll look for the 10 for you here. And sir, at 780,000 I have now then, guys, is at 90. But at 780 against you. Welcome you back in now. The first one's the most difficult decision to make. It's easy from there, but at 780, 90 is it? Sorry, it's at 790 cents. 785. I'm already at 780. Wouldn't go the 90. I'll take your 5, sir, because I did afford him the same courtesy, but I'll look to move quickly now at 785 at 90, sir. Surely you've had some time to have a think about it now. But at 785, we can chip away if you like, but I implore you to have a little think about it, because you know I'm going to be back to you in just one moment. at 785 then, sir. Look to move quickly from there at 785 now for the first time at 785. Second call at 785,000. Third final time at 785. Need a quick decision, sir. Need an affirmative from me. Do I sell it away?
1,000 more.
I'll look for a 90, sir. I won't take 1,000 at this stage. We're still too far where we need to be. Okay, yeah, no problem. But at 785, sir, the bid is with you. I'll look for a larger increase from there. Otherwise, I call it around now for the first time in your favour at 785. Second time now at 785. The third and final time in your favour. So I'm going to place a bid on behalf of the vendors now at 800,000. It is the figure that you need to be north of. To give you an opportunity then to join back in. But at 800,000 now, it is with me. Back to you, so. At 800,000 then, call it away. Anyone's game at this stage. 800 is the call. Let me know what it needs to be for you to join in. But 800,000, here with me now. What do we say?
800.
800 with me. Happy to go with 805 if it keeps you in front at this stage. But 800 bid is with me. Need you to be north of that figure. So decision from me now at this stage. So at 800 bid is with me. Right, appreciate you any good sport. 800,000. We'll make sure I've got your absolute best over here. Does mean until that hammer comes down, you do still have an opportunity to think and remember what it is that you're buying here. Incredible family home, you've got multiple living areas if you love your kids, but they can each have one of their own. There's no concrete pads for them to play on, but there is still plenty of yard. 802. All right, at 802,000. Perfect. At 802, so it does put you in the lead. I wish you the best of luck with that. I will call around and make sure that there is no final interest there. But at 802,000, then make it be known if there is. Otherwise, at 802, I call it away first time. Second time now at 802, absolutely certain. For the third and final time, then at 802,000. Guys, we're still short, slightly short of where we need to be to sell the property too. So I'm going to hold the property over in your favour. I hope it is very much like that first property, and we do see you out here shortly purchasing it. And best of luck to you. It does mean if you do still have some interest in the property, it is available as the highest bidder. They will have first right to negotiate directly with the seller. Hang around to see the result and make sure you join in if you will. Otherwise, I wish you the very, very best of luck. That is it for me, unless you see me back out here selling a property. So thank you very much and best of luck with the rest of the
Great start to the evening. Glad to see some faces still here. I'm Kayleen King. I reside at this city office here. So we'll move quickly on to our next submission. Next one on, yes. So folks, our next property is described legally as Unit 75, Unit Plan 3802, Block 2, Section 96, in the Divisional District of Franklin, known commonly to you, me and Australia Post as 75 of 311 Flemington Road in Franklin. It is a mortgagee in possession, and any of you that have perhaps viewed the property will have found that information out from our agent Anthony Damiano, who has represented the bank and the sellers in the sale. The deposit will be held in Denton's, Australia, and again the property has been represented beautifully by Anthony Damiano and the Gungahlin office. Restriction on transfer is nil, property is vacant possession, goods are nil, bank repossessions you buy as is. Completion 28 days, deposit 10%. Let's take a look at the property. So Anthony, a one-bed study, I know we've had a few sales of these recently, and sales generally are over 300. I think you and I have both had sales between about 315 and 325. The great news with this one, well, the disappointing news is we have nobody here to sign a contract tonight. We do have some conditional interest, but if you are an investor looking for something, it will come on the market tomorrow, sub 300. Rental potential is probably in the high threes, 380 to 400. So do those sums, folks. Under 300 for a purchase, about 400 for weekly rent. If you're looking for a great investment property, and of course everything is there at the moment. The light rail is there, easy trip into Gungahlin, easy trip to Dixon or the city. So if you're looking for a great investment property, or if you've got kids that need a first home and mum and dad are buying, that would also be very generous, and you can adopt me. But folks, yeah, if you have some interest in that, or it ticks some boxes for you, please hang around and have a chat to Anthony, and please just remember it will come on the market tomorrow under 300,000. So Anthony, wish you all the very best of luck with that one. All right. Folks, we're off to Kingston for our next submission to the beautiful Wentworth Avenue. The property described as Unit 80, Unit Plan 1604, Block 1, Section 27 in the Division or District of Kingston, known as Unit 80 at the Brighton. We thank the sellers very much for clear instructions. The stakeholder holding deposit will be LJ Hooker Dixon Trust Account, and the sellers have been beautifully represented by Stephen Bunday from our Dixon office, and of course the great team there. Restriction on transfer is nil. The property is offered vacant possession. The goods are described as curtains, washing machine and dryer. Date for completion, 30 days, 10% deposit. If you have made other arrangements about either of those items, of course they will be honoured and upheld for you this evening. So, Stephen, give us a review of the property.
Thank you, Kayleen. Well, firstly, I would like to thank the owners for the opportunity to represent them in the sale. They're up in Queensland, they're lovely people, and they've put faith in myself and my team, which is always good. The property itself, well, this is the Brighton Apartments, and they're amongst the older ones over there in Kingston. But this one, the kitchen's been very recently renovated. It's got pretty new carpet. It's also the biggest one in the complex. It's 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, and 2 of those are en suites. The complex itself is really, well, it's phenomenal. It's got a tennis court, it's got a swimming pool, it's got a gymnasium, and it's really close to the action. And the best thing about having all of those facilities is that the body corporate fees themselves are not that high. They've kept them in check. Because it's a long-established body corporate. They run the place beautifully, lovely gardens, etc. So you're close to the action. It's a great complex. It's the biggest unit in there. So if you've registered tonight, I wish you all the very best of luck. Don't have any regrets. Thank you, and thanks to my team as well.
Great, thank you, Stephen. Nice to see some faces out there. Hope you have the opportunity to have some vertical exercise, have a bid, and most importantly buy. So folks, Wentworth Avenue in Kingston, looking for an opening bid or call. Is there somebody who'd like to start us away? Great opportunity, move-in ready, great location.
560.
560, sir, bidder number 27. Thank you at 560. At 560,000, sir, I'm going to jump in a bit against you at 670,000. It's below which the owners won't treat, above which you need to be. Happy to keep you in if you'd like to bid above that, or if somebody else is registered, welcome you in also. At $670,000, bid with me. It's a little bit difficult when people are on the phone, but we'll give you a little bit of time if you like. At 670 with me, sir. You're hanging up, that's not a good sign. Sir, can I keep you in for something above that? At 670,000, we'll just let Stephen have a quick chat. Gorgeous opportunity, and certainly if you were buying that much space, brand new right now, you'd be looking up around that 900,000 mark. So I say it all the time, I sell a lot of apartments, and if you're happy to buy a little bit older, you get a whole lot more size for your money. So at 670,000, bids with me. If we can't get an increase, we'll just hold it over and perhaps chat to this gentleman. Yep. So we'll just hold it over in your favour, we'll have a chat. And that's actually it for me. So Carly Clough is next up. Hopefully if somebody can find her.
I'm here.
Oh, you're here. Oh,
And I just
popped up. Thank you, everybody. Have a lovely night.
three, because the first one that I have is not that one. No. So the first one, I want to introduce you to Michael Brodden. He is the man on my right and your left. But this particular property here, 30 Mellor Circuit in Flory, we just want to make a public announcement that this one's actually been postponed until the 20th of November. The reason for that is that there's been a wonderful extension on the back of the house. However, it wasn't approved and it's going through its approvals. And Michael really wanted it to be perfect for the buyer. So by the time the 20th of November comes around, we're going to have it perfect for you. So if you are here and wanting to bid on that one and didn't quite know it was postponed, have a chat to the man, Michael Brodden. That's all right. No worries at all. Okay. So, actually, I don't even think my microphone's on and I'm loud. Can you all hear me? Yeah, of course you can. Okay. So, the actual next auction that we've got up, ladies and gentlemen, we're in the inner north and we're going to be selling block 178 in the, section 75 in the suburb of Watson. We thank the solicitor for preparing the contract, the stakeholders, the LJ Hooker Dixon Trust Account, and the agent, who is no stranger to that area at all, is Mr. Andrew Grenfell over here. Who's got the microphone in hand, ready to tell us all about this great property. Now, the restriction on transfer is nil. It is a non-land rent lease contract, and of course the occupancy will be vacant possession. The goods included with this one are all fixed floor coverings, window treatments and light fittings. You've heard it all before this evening, and of course the date of completion, 30 days from the date of this signed contract, and it calls for a 10% deposit. But if you've actually made any other arrangements, they'll be upheld here as well. Andy, take us back to this wonderful property.
Thanks, Helen. Is it on?
I'm not sure. Just use your big voice.
Yeah, so 50 Whitmore Crescent. This is a nice 3-bedroom in the Fair, which is at the top end of Watson.
He said the bed.
The Fair. It's under a community title, so that's quite attractive for buyers that are looking for something that's a little bit cheaper than what a corporate. Great for downsizers, first home buyers due to the price point, and also it's single level, so it's really one of the only options that you do have in the north. That's a newer build, that's single level for somebody to downsize into. Yeah, so I don't think we have any bidders here tonight, but we'll see how we go.
Well, I tell you what, even if we don't, I'm going to ask for an opening bid, because I think just by the way that he's described that property, someone here might just want to go and get themselves registered. Am I right? Is there anyone here that wants to bid on this wonderful property? He's sold it to us, I thought. Well, ladies and gentlemen, and if you are right, we are going to just pass the property in, but I'm sure it won't take long for this to sell. As you said, there's a big target market there of downsizers, investors, and of course first homeowners. So what a great property. No doubt have a sharp price on it tomorrow. If you want to talk to Andrew about this, then he's going to be hanging around. So best of luck to you anyway. All right, lucky last. Grab the contract here. Thanks for hanging around, everybody. All right. It's always a bit lonely sometimes at the end of the night, but hopefully we've got some bidders on this one. Righto, no worries. Far away? Okay, good.
Just talk.
Talk. I'm sure everyone wants to hear me chat through the evening. You want to hear me chat? Fantastic. Excellent. Let's think if I can think about something to talk about. Let's go through the front page of the contract, ladies and gentlemen. Again, thanks for your patience here this evening. We are selling block 14, section 167 in the suburb of Palmerston. We want to thank the seller's solicitor for preparing the contract. That's AP Jones and co-lawyers. The stakeholder is the LJ Hooker Gungahlin Trust Account. Now the seller's agent, you have met this evening, I believe. I think I was busy sort of running around, but Jason Hall, and he's a very, very well known out in the Gungahlin area. He's been an agent for a long time, good friend of mine, but he wouldn't be able to do his job without Naomi Sachs. So she's running around here as well. So congratulations to those guys on a great campaign. The restriction on transfer is nil. It is a non-land rent lease also. It will be sold with vacant possession. And the goods included fixed floor coverings, window treatments, light fittings. Who thinks they could recite these now if you've been here all night? Yep, good. And this one's a little different, 2 air conditioner and remotes, shed and dishwasher as inspected. Got a couple of extra things there. The date for completion is 30 days from the date of the signed contract, and the deposit amount is 10%. But if you have asked Jason politely and kindly, if you take less than that, then I'm sure he's probably responded with sure. The owners are happy to do that. 100%. Over to you, Jason, to talk about this cracking property in Palmerston.
Thank you very much, Carly. And as per usual, I'd like to thank the sellers on behalf of myself and Naomi and the team. Bit of a long story, a funny story. I was in the gospel choir going back about 15 years ago, and met Dora in that choir, so it's out of the bag. It's
Oh, is that right?
yes, it's very met Dora years and years ago. She remembered me from them, my a cappella, my tenor voice, and that sort of stuff. So, but anyway, guys, I'm just sort of drawing out because I've got a bit of turning up and parking. They're on their way. They went to the wrong address. So 123 Sugarloaf Circle in Palmerston was the last part of Palmerston developed. So we're about sort of 19 years old in that section. It's a very popular part of Gunners, and particularly with Palmerston. What you've got is pretty much across the road, you've got Bergman Anglican School, private school where my boys go, a great school. So it's very popular for that, but also easy access in and out of Palmerston onto the GDE, take you through to the city, obviously take you through to the town centre as well. So you've got great access. Also a park just across the road. So if you do have young kids, there's a good space across there for them to sort of run around and play. If you would have seen the photos there's lots of fruit trees. It's not your typical sort of backyard in a townhouse. So it's been well loved and thought out by the current owners. When you're actually in a property, it doesn't feel like you're as part of the townhouse sort of complex. There is no body corporate on this. It is separate title. So you don't have to pay or ask if you need to put up the goals and that sort of stuff in the property. It's about 135 square metres of living, has been repainted downstairs, carpet's been redone as well, up and down. There is 2 split systems as well, downstairs and upstairs. The rental appraisal on the property is 550 to 580. So in terms of a rental yield, it's a good yield on this. So if you're looking either live in or as an investment, you can't lose on both of those. And I do not have any sort of jokes, and I'm not funny whatsoever. So I don't know what you're going to do, Carly.
Well, we're going to be really honest, and hopefully we're going to maybe give a round of applause when these people register
Yeah, just
and
make
walk
a big
through
deal
on the
of
red
it.
carpet.
Yeah,
Maybe that might be a
I
bit
feel
of
like
a
they have to buy the house or wait and pay for it.
no pressure for them.
Perhaps you can do a little a cappella for us.
Oh my goodness, yes, take it
What's
away,
wrong with
Jason.
Marcus? What's wrong with you? He calls me Larry Emder, and now he wants me to do this. I shouldn't have said it.
Well, I'm hoping they are not too far away.
No, they're not too far. They're parking somewhere. I think, yeah, not a brainer.
Are we going to convince anybody else, maybe you guys, to be?
Who's registered and hasn't been tonight? Because this
Oh,
is
yeah,
not a
that's
chance.
right.
You can bid on anything when you register.
Interesting.
There's lots of
You should
agents
have
around to
that.
help you register.
What's that?
I'd buy this, good spot.
It is a
Great
good
spot.
spot.
Oh, well.
This is obviously not a common thing, ladies and gentlemen. This doesn't happen every. I guess it is lucky that it is at the end of the night, but of course, I'm hoping that their late entrance means that they'll also be last to leave because they're going to be signing contracts
Can you
and
imagine
buying
if the
lots
block
of property.
filmed the entire auction rather than just a good part?
I know it would be interesting. Wouldn't
Very
it?
interesting. You can see this sort of part of the auction.
Well,
Well,
this is not normal.
It's not normal at all.
But it's an
no
opportunity. We're here to sell, they're here to buy as well. So we've just got to do the right thing by both parties. I'll just be cautious with it.
Do we have any news at all?
They're here now. Yes.
They're here now.
All right.
And they're coming up, and there's no pressure. It's okay.
We need confetti. There's like an aisle down there that's been running through this as a week.
Yep, we can do that. We can do that.
What did I say? I don't know. It's not anything. All right.
Okay, so I guess you may have obviously, so I don't think they know they're the entrepreneurs. So how about we just keep that to ourselves? And we'll just encourage them in here to make a first bid on this wonderful property at 123. Well, don't worry, I did suggest giving them a round of applause, but I've got to get them close enough to have a chat with us. But 123 Sugarloaf in Palmerston. As Jason said, he sort of spoke about townhouse living there before. I was a bit confused because it is definitely separate title, which is great, but do we have any bidders in the room at all, ladies and gentlemen? Do we have any bidders? Oh, look, I have some familiar faces I have seen before. Hi there, come on in. We've been waiting for you. Where have you been? I was just describing how wonderful this property is, but I'm sure you know that, and plenty of other people as well. But we are looking for an opening bid, and funny enough, you got here just in time. So what do you say? Who will give you an opening bid?
Yeah, we'll go 510.
510, bidder number 23. Thank you very much. At 510,000, ladies and gentlemen, we're off and away. How good is that? We've got a bid for our last auction. I'm going to check my instructions straight off the bat. I'm going to probably get some even more instructions from Jason, but at 510, sir, I can't sell the property to you, but I wish I could, and I hope I do. At 123 Sugarloaf Circuit in Palmerston, Jason's going to squeeze a little bit more money out of these people, I'm hoping. I have spoken to these people at another, well, I've been the auctioneer at another auction.
Do you want to do it now?
Yeah.
Do it now?
They're very
It's
good
510's not
sports, so
gonna
I'm
buy it,
hoping
Yeah,
they're
I
going
know.
to do
Once
tonight
you see
again.
that, fine.
But this time
I
they're
don't
successful.
know.
They're not out there
Because I'm not
buying like
drinking.
100 houses.
Yeah,
I don't think.
look, that'd be it. Like
At
that's it.
510 it is
Do
it's
that.
with you, but we're getting an increase
Just
from
got
there.
Yeah.
Do I have a good faith rise?
Yeah.
Can we go 530?
530 I have, thanks sir. Bidder number 23 at 530,000. So we're going to get some further instructions now. Jason's doing his little running around. He's lucky he doesn't have to wear heels. He probably should. He's a little short. They might give him a bit more height. But he's got his flats on, so he is moving quickly. He's having a chat. We are going to do the very best to get this property for you tonight. Good to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
Great sport. Yeah, we've got to stop meeting like this. I'm hoping that tonight is it.
Oh,
It's all
good.
over tonight,
Okay, great.
buy a
Yeah.
property.
Oh, you're going to let me down?
No, not at all. I don't do that. I don't do that at all. I'm going to ask for some instructions from Jason, but at 5:30 the bid is with you. And I know you've rushed here to get here on time, so I appreciate that. Hopefully you put your parking money in so you don't get a fine.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, if you get a fine, I'll cover the cost if you
Oh,
buy, if you
no,
buy the
I've
house.
paid.
That's on camera now too, so I can't back out. At 5:30.
Oh, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
That's awesome.
Sorry, Dan.
So it is a little below my instructions, so what Jason is doing just now, ladies and gentlemen, is just dealing between the owners and the potential buyers.
Yep.
But at 530,000, you've had two bids, I think it's one more than the last auction we had, but at two bids at 530, Jason, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
That's it for us.
Okay, just worry. Just, yeah.
No increase on 530?
Mm-mm.
No? Well,
No.
see, last auction you told me no as well, and I think he gave me like two more.
I,
so can I
actually,
ask
he
two?
gave you quite a lot
Well, then
more
I'll
than he
talk
should
to you.
have, considering
Just-
it's my money. So, no.
Oh, look,
I'll
come
answer
on.
for him. What
You
did
know
you
what?
say? Did you say no?
You're going to save so much money on petrol and time.
I don't know.
all those
I
sorts of
save a
things,
lot of
and
money living with
parking.
mum.
If you buy a house today.
I save a lot of money living with mum, though.
Yeah, he doesn't pay anything.
Oh, well, I'll tell him
Yeah.
there, but I won't. But look, Jason is going to do what he can here at the moment, and we would normally hold the property over in this situation, but ladies and gentlemen, we're the last option, so you just get to listen to me talk up here. Hopefully I'm not too boring for you. I'm getting a look from you, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, am I really putting anyone off? I'm sorry. Can I just say even another one?
No.
Oh, well I can, I really
You
can.
can.
You to.
No. It can go back on the market.
Oh. All right, so it's at the very, very pointy end. We're in the selling range, but there has to be some discussion by the owners. They're having their own little family conference at the moment. So big pressure selling property. I'm sure some of you here know who is a seller that's still here. Yes, any others? So you're all buyers. You want to register? No.
What's
Okay.
next?
What's next?
Is there another one?
There's none.
Oh, that's it.
why we were waiting for you to give you a round of applause to come on in to
Oh my
hopefully
God, I
get
didn't
you.
even see you, Chris. Good
Oh.
on you.
And you two know each other.
Yeah, we're
Can you help me out
neighbours.
a bit more,
We're
mates, about
neighbours.
why this property? We're neighbours.
Yes.
Oh. So are you both going to sell? Because I know a really great agent. Jason,
No, you good work.
I'll do a little plug for you. Okay. It is high pressure. Wednesday night. The blog is on tonight. It is. You don't watch it. Yeah.
Not real enough for me.
Sorry?
Not real enough for me.
No, this is the real deal, right here. one more 1,000 might actually just push them over the edge to say yes. I'm not even joking now. Good faith of 1,000. You can pull that out of the ATM when you leave here, mate.
I'll buy him a beer.
I'm not sure that's going to cut it. There was 1,000 beers in the form of dollar coins.
It's a definitely.
All
No,
right.
that's it, Jason. Yeah, honestly, that's it.
Aren't you sick of looking for properties?
No, I love looking at houses. I really love it. It's my passion. Love it. I can't wait for the next one.
I can't wait to see you there.
I'll be
I'm
there.
hoping you won't be there.
Yeah, sooner rather
With
than
all
later,
Yeah.
hopefully. I was a real estate agent once upon a time.
Oh, were you?
Long time ago.
Wasn't that long ago?
It was long ago.
Well, then you should know exactly how much value is in this property right now.
Absolutely.
So close to Gungahlin, nobody corporate.
That's a plus,
You
isn't
can do what you
it?
want.
Yeah.
It's a plus. It's a big plus.
That's why we're here.
And there may not be another one like this one come up in the near future. Anyway, Jason, I'm pretty sure these people would like to go home at some stage this evening. I'd love to be able to sell it to you at 5:30. I really would.
We're just waiting. It's fine.
As I said, you're their neighbour. You can't just flick them a couple of them. Come on.
Come.
Oh, sorry. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I'm not. I'm good, but I've got instructions that we're good.
Dora.
Dora, can I just have some confirmation on that, please? Yes, yeah, good at 530,000. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if I don't get any further bids, it's been a long drawn out process, I do know, but I'm going to be selling to these lovely folk at 530,000, and I won't be seeing you again unless you've got a little bit more cash and you want to buy another one.
Yeah, you probably see us again.
First call at 123 Sugarloaf Circuit. How is this? We're going to call it 3 times, and it's going to be 123 Sugarloaf. Second call, Sugarloaf Circuit in Palmerston. Third and final time. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations. You're a new owner. Are you excited? I am actually very, very, very pleased for you. Congratulations. You've been here for a long time. For everybody else that has remained here, thank you so much for staying around, hanging around, and listening to us gibber on for a little bit. But look, we always love seeing you at our in-room and on-site options.
really?
Have a great evening and best of luck with everyone.
Oh, wow. We did. I went to the wrong place because we'd been to an auction the week before. And so it was at Canberra. So I just assumed we were going back there. Didn't even look. That was really silly. So, yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we will. Thank you. Are you staying? We haven't asked. No, absolutely not. So are you staying in the street?